Imagine this. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, convinced your life's just a series of bad decisions piling up like unpaid bills. But what if, in that fragile space between sleep and wakefulness, an alien version of yourself stepped out of the shadows and whispered, "You're not broken. You're just not choosing yet." Would you listen? Or would you wake up and pretend it never happened? Our story begins in the dim glow of a cluttered apartment in the heart of a rain-slicked city where the neon lights from the street below flicker like faulty memories. Meet Alex Rivera, 32 years old, a graphic designer whose days blur into nights of scrolling feeds and empty takeout containers. Alex isn't just tired. They're hollowed out, carved empty by a breakup that still stings like salt in a fresh wound 6 months later. The ex's voice echoes in quiet moments. "You're too scared to really love." And Alex believes it because why wouldn't they? Childhood shadows linger too, a father's rage, fists that taught fear before words ever could. Now it's all self-sabotage, skipping deadlines, nursing hangovers, and watching life slip away like sand through numb fingers. The apartment smells of stale coffee and regret, walls papered with half-finished sketches that mock Alex's stalled dreams. Outside, the city hums with indifferent energy, horns blaring, distant sirens wailing, a world that doesn't pause for one person's unraveling. Alex slumps at the desk, eyes bloodshot, forcing pixels into a logo for a client who'll never appreciate it. The boss's email pings, "Fix this mess by morning, or you're out." Pressure coils in Alex's chest, tight as a noose. But deeper, there's Jordan, the co-worker with the easy laugh and eyes that crinkle like invitations. They've shared late-night chats over vending machine snacks, sparks flying unspoken. Jordan's texts light up the phone. "Hey, you okay? That project is killing you?" Alex types a reply, deletes it, heart pounding with the old terror. What if rejection confirms everything? What if love, like everything else, just breaks you more? As night deepens, the rain taps insistently against the window, a rhythm that lulls Alex toward uneasy sleep. The bed creaks under their weight, sheets tangled like the thoughts refusing to quiet. Dreams come, but not the soft ones. No, this is different. Sharper, as if reality's edges have been filed to points. Alex knows they're dreaming. The colors bleed too vivid, electric blues and golds swirling where gray should be. The air thickens, heavy with possibility, pressing against the lungs like an unspoken promise. No solid ground beneath, just an endless plain of soft, pulsing light stretching into infinity. No horizon, no stars, just space, vast and intimate, wrapping around like a secret. Footsteps echo, deliberate, pulling Alex's gaze. A figure approaches through the haze, an alien, tall and ethereal, skin shimmering like oil on water, eyes elongated with ancient knowing. But as it nears, something twists in Alex's gut, a clench of recognition that steals the breath. The face. It's not human. Not quite, but the jawline mirrors their own. The posture echoes the way Alex stands when pretending confidence. Those eyes, piercing, unafraid, hold the weight of every what-if Alex has buried. "Don't panic," the figure says, voice resonant. Like thunder wrapped in silk. "You're just meeting potential." Alex's mouth goes dry. "A potential... what?" "Future self," it replies, circling slowly, each step rippling the light like water disturbed by a stone. "One version of who you could become." The words hang, impossible, yet they land with the force of truth. Alex stares, heart hammering in this dream body. This doesn't make sense. A faint smile curves the alien lips. Linear time is a local habit. From a higher vantage, your past, present, possible futures. They coexist. I am one of those futures. The circling continues, deliberate, building a tension that prickles the skin. Alex feels exposed, peeled back layer by layer. You've wondered, the future self says, who you'd be if you healed, if you stopped self-sabotaging, if you stepped fully into your purpose. Swallow hard, Alex does, tasting the metallic tang of fear. This is one answer. What's different about you? Alex manages, voice small against the expanse. The figure gestures to its chest, where a faint glow pulses. I remember more. I remember I'm not just this body, this life. I remember why I came here, to live according to that truth. Kind eyes meet Alex's, softening the blow. You still live according to fear. The burn hits like acid, tears pricking unbidden. That's not fair, Alex snaps, fists clenching. I'm trying. I know. The tone gentles, a balm over the wound. That's why I'm here. And then the explanation unfolds, each word weaving deeper into Alex's soul. Choices now feed timelines, ones of smallness, numbness, distraction, or ones of clarity, grounding, awakening. You think change is far away, the future self says. It isn't. Every time you choose truth over comfort, you shift closer to me. Every betrayal of self shifts you away. Tears spill now, hot and real even in dreams. How do I know I won't stay stuck? Gaze softens further, a father's kindness Alex never knew. Because you wouldn't be meeting me if that were the plan. Your soul called this, as encouragement and as challenge. Closer now, almost face to face, the air charges with urgency. Here's the uncomfortable part. No one comes to turn you into me. No guru, no partner, no savior. I exist only if you choose the path. A hand, cool, steady, presses over Alex's heart, sending a jolt like electricity through veins. The potential is real, but not guaranteed. The dreamscape trembles, edges fraying. I don't know if I'm strong enough, Alex whispers, vulnerability cracking the voice. You don't have to feel strong. Just make one aligned choice, then another. Strength grows. Fading now, the figure blurs. Last thing, when tempted to give up, remember, there's a version of you who didn't. Live to become them. Gone. The plane dissolves into darkness. Alex bolts awake, sheets soaked, heart thundering like war drums in the ordinary room. The clock glows at 3:17 a.m., rain is still pattering, but everything feels charged. A strange responsibility settles, heavy yet electric. Was it just a dream, or a glimpse of what's waiting? Morning breaks are gray and unrelenting. Alex drags to the bathroom mirror, splashing water on a face that looks haunted. The reflection stares back. Same tired eyes, same slump. But now, doubt lingers. At work, the office buzzes with fluorescent hum and murmured complaints. Jordan's there, leaning over a cubicle wall, smiles warm as sunlight. Rough night? You look like you saw a ghost. Alex forces a laugh, but it catches. Something like that. Weird dream. The words tumble out before restraint kicks in. The alien. The words. The pull towards something more. Jordan listens, brow furrowing with genuine concern, hand brushing Alex's arm in a touch that lingers, sparking heat. Sounds intense. Like one of those spiritual awakening things. Fate knocking? Their eyes hold, a question unspoken, romance flickering like a pilot light ready to ignite. But Alex pulls back, old fears whispering retreat. The day grinds on, tension coiling tighter. The boss, Mr. Hargrove, a slick weasel in a cheap suit, barks orders, his voice grating like nails on chalkboard. "Rivera, that logo's trash. Redo it or pack your desk." Humiliation burns, but Alex bites it down, fingers flying over keys in a haze. Lunch with colleagues devolves into gossip, laughter hollow, everyone numbed by the grind. Yet under it all, the dream echoes, a low hum refusing silence. Afternoon radio crackles in the break room, static, then a voice. "Reports of dimensional anomalies citywide. Strange dreams plaguing residents, some claiming prophetic visions. Authorities dismiss it, but..." Alex freezes, coffee mug halfway to lips. Anomalies? Like the dream? Coincidence, surely. But the seed plants, curiosity rooting despite denial. Evening falls heavy. Alex wanders the streets, rain-slicked pavement reflecting fractured city lights, seeking escape in the blur of motion. The air feels thicker. Whispers on the wind like half-heard warnings. Tension builds, heartbeat sinking with distant thunder. Then, chaos erupts. A scream pierces the night from an alley. A stranger, wild-eyed, backed against a wall by something. Shadowy, writhing forms, tendrils of darkness coiling like smoke, eyes glowing with malevolent hunger. The man thrashes, illusions assaulting him, ghosts of regrets manifesting as claws, tearing at flesh. Blood sprays, real and visceral, the air thick with copper tang and terror. Alex's feet root, then propel forward, instinct overriding fear. "Hey! Get away!" But the entity turns, sensing weakness, lunging with a snarl that echoes inner doubts. It slams into Alex, cold as void, visions flashing, the father's fist, the ex's goodbye, a life unlived. Pain explodes, a slash across the hand burning like fire. Alex stumbles back, swinging a loose pipe from the ground, connecting with a sickening thud that disperses the shadow momentarily. The stranger bolts, gasping, "It feeds on fear! Run!" Alex flees, pulse roaring, hand throbbing. In the dim light of a street lamp, the wound reveals itself, not blood, but a glowing mark, pulsing with the dream's words. Choose truth. The city feels alive now, watchful, as if the dream's veil has thinned. Back home, bandaging the hand, Alex stares at the scar, emotions crashing, fear, awe, a spark of defiance. Jordan texts again. "Heard about the attacks. Are you safe?" The pull toward connection wars with isolation. But as sirens wail outside, news flickering on the TV about unexplained violence tied to vivid dreams, the weight settles deeper. The dream wasn't fantasy. It was a call. And ignoring it? That path leads to shadows in the alleys, hunger that devours. What if your next choice isn't just about tomorrow, but about becoming the version of you that's waiting in the stars? If this glimpse into Alex's awakening stirred something in you, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because your own potential might be just one story away. Stick around. The shadows are closing in. The sirens fade into the night, but the glow on Alex's hand doesn't. It pulses like a heartbeat, a silent scream against the skin, whispering that the dream was no accident. Back in the apartment, shadows stretch long across the walls, and Alex paces, the mark burning with every step. Ignore it? Pretend the alley attack was just some junky hallucination? But the news ticker scrolls endlessly. Dream plague spreads, victims attacked by shadow figures after vivid visions. Is this mass hysteria? Or something more? Alex's phone buzzes. Jordan again. "Please tell me you're okay. Those stories are freaking me out." The words tug, a lifeline in the storm, but fear coils tighter. What if sharing this pulls Jordan into the darkness too? What if Alex's truth becomes their curse? Morning hits like a freight train, coffee bitter on the tongue as Alex stares at the mark, now faintly iridescent, like oil on water. Work calls, but the office feels off. Colleagues whispering about their own nightmares, eyes darting like hunted animals. Jordan corners Alex by the coffee machine, concerned with etching lines on their face. You didn't answer last night. And that hand, Jesus. What happened? Alex hesitates, the old sabotage rising like bile, but the mark throbs, urging. In a rush, the story spills, the dream, the alien face that was theirs, the challenge to choose. Jordan's eyes widen, not with doubt, but a spark of recognition. I've had dreams, too. Flashes of something bigger, like I'm meant for more than this grind. Their hand covers Alex's, warm and steady, sending a jolt that isn't just the mark. For a moment, the world narrows to that touch, romance flickering alive, vulnerable and electric. But then Hargrove storms in, face twisted. Rivera, my office, now! The confrontation explodes like a powder keg. Hargrove's desk is a war zone of papers and empty energy drink cans, his voice a venomous hiss. Your work's garbage. Lazy, uninspired. Fix the project or you're fired. Rage bubbles in Alex, fueled by the dream's fire. No more hiding. It's not lazy. It's you squeezing us dry while you skim the profits. I have proof. Alex slams printouts on the desk, emails exposing Hargrove's embezzlement, gathered in quiet rebellion over months. The boss lunges, face purple, fist swinging in a wild arc. Alex dodges, adrenaline surging, and counters with a shove that sends Hargrove crashing into the chair. Fists fly in a blur. Hargrove's knuckles graze Alex's jaw, blood tasting metallic, but Alex lands a solid punch, the crack echoing like thunder. Security bursts in, pulling them apart, but the damage is done. Whispers ripple through the office. Alex, the quiet one, just ignited a revolution. Hargrove's arrested on the spot, sirens wailing outside, but victory tastes hollow. As Alex stumbles out, head spinning, a chill slithers down their spine, eyes watching from the shadows of the parking lot. Someone knows. Someone's coming. That night, doubt crashes back like a tidal wave. Alex holds up with a bottle of whiskey, the burn numbing the ache in their knuckles, but the mark flares hotter, replaying the future self's voice. Every betrayal shifts you away. Jordan shows up unannounced, rain-soaked and determined, eyes fierce with worry. You can't shut me out now. We're in this. They talk for hours on the worn couch, confessions pouring like the storm outside. Jordan's own fears of a loveless life, Alex's scars from the past. The air thickens, charged, and when Jordan leans in, their kiss is fire. Desperate, hungry, hands tangling in hair, bodies pressing close as if to ward off the encroaching night. It's more than romance. It's awakening. A promise whispered against skin. But as they pull apart, breathless, the lights flicker. Outside, the rain turns unnatural, sheets of water twisting into shapes. What was that? Jordan whispers. Alex's mark pulses warning. The choice was made, truth over comfort. But now the shadows respond. Desperation drives Alex to a dingy therapist's office the next day, the waiting room smelling of old magazines and despair. Dr. Lena, a no-nonsense woman with sharp eyes, listens without judgment as Alex unloads the dream, the attack, the mark. Sounds like a classic awakening, she says, voice steady but laced with unease. But this dream plague? It's global now. People seeing futures, potentials. Some heal, others, they unravel. Reports of entities invading the waking world, feeding on fear. Shadowy things that make your nightmares real. Her words hang, an open loop twisting the gut. Is this spiritual evolution or apocalypse? Alex presses. How do I fight it? Dr. Lena hesitates, glancing at the news on her tablet. Clips of riots in distant cities, victims clawing at invisible foes. You don't fight alone. Find others. But choose wisely. Some say there's a guide out there, Dr. Elara Voss, helping dreamers harness their visions. Hope flickers, but so does dread. Who is Voss, really? And what if seeking help invites the monsters closer? The subway ride home is a descent into hell. Crowded cars rattle through tunnels, but Alex feels watched. Passengers' eyes glazing over, murmurs turning to gasps. Suddenly the lights die, plunging into black. Screams erupt as tendrils erupt from the walls, shadowy entities, coiling like living smoke, eyes burning red. They feed, illusions blooming. One commuter relives a car crash, body convulsing as phantom metal twists flesh. Another faces a swarm of accusations, claws raking skin. Alex grabs Jordan's hand, they'd insisted on coming, and bolts for the doors, but the entities sense the mark, homing in. Fear makes you weak, one hisses, voice like Alex's own doubts, manifesting as a spectral father, fist raised. The fight is visceral. Alex swings a loose handrail, metal clanging against writhing darkness, sparks flying as it disperses in a shriek. Jordan kicks at another, their scream raw with terror, but together they burst into the station, collapsing on the platform amid chaos. Bloodied, panting they cling. Romance forged in fire, love a shield against the void. But the question burns, how many more attacks before the shadows win? Word spreads like wildfire. Alex's stand at work hits the local news. Designer exposes corruption, sparks office revolt, drawing eyes from the fringes. An encrypted message pings. You're awakened. Meet at the old warehouse district. We're fighting back. Curiosity overrides caution. Alex and Jordan go, slipping through fog-shrouded streets where the air hums with wrongness. The warehouse looms, graffiti scarred, and inside, a ragtag crew. There's Marcus, an ex-military hacker with scars like road maps and a grin that defies the dark. Lena, the mystic artist whose paintings shift like living dreams, eyes haunted by visions lost. We're the resistance, Marcus says, voice gravel rough. These entities? They're timeline fractures, rogues feeding on unclaimed potentials. Voss? She's no savior. She's the puppet master, siphoning dreams to rewrite reality in her image. Proof flashes on a laptop. Voss's cult, hidden broadcasts promising enlightenment but delivering control. Tension coils. Trust these strangers? But the mark warms, affirming. Sleep claims Alex that night, but it's no rest. The dream pulls deeper, into a fractured realm of shattered mirrors and howling winds. The future self appears, more vivid, alien features glowing. Voss merges timelines. It warns, urgency cracking the calm. She harvests potentials, building a world of her design. A dystopia where fear rules eternal. You have the anchor. The mark lets you weave realities, but only through courage. Visions assault, cities crumbling into voids, loved ones twisted into puppets. Alex wakes sweating, the words etched in bone. We have to stop her, Alex tells the group at dawn, voice steady for the first time. Alliances form, plans hatch, hack Voss's network, raid her outposts. But doubt lingers. Can Alex lead without breaking? Action ignites in a blaze. The car chase tears through rain-lashed boulevards, Marcus at the wheel of a stolen SUV, entities warping the road ahead into abyssal chasms, tires screeching over illusions of crumbling bridges, shadows lunging from storm drains. Alex leans out the window, Mark flaring, firing salvaged flares that burn the darkness like holy fire. Jordan grips the seat, face pale but fierce. "I love you. Don't you dare stop now." A tendril whips the car, flipping it in a heart-stopping spin. Glass shatters, metal groans, but they skid to a halt, scrambling out as more entities swarm. The fight is brutal. Marcus unloads a shotgun, blasts echoing like judgment. Lena weaves dream paintings into barriers, colors solidifying against claws. Alex channels the mark, a pulse of light repelling a horde, but exhaustion bites, each victory costs, blood mixing with rain. Deeper into the night, the warehouse raided Voss's cult outpost. Floodlights cut the gloom, guards patrolling with eyes vacant, enthralled. The team breaches, silent at first, then chaos. Gunfire cracks, bodies hitting concrete in sprays of red. Entities burst from corners, turning the space into a slaughterhouse of shadow and steel. Alex corners a cultist, knife to throat. "Where's Voss?" The man laughs maniacally before a tendril claims him, ripping him apart in a gory fountain. Romance pierces the horror. Jordan pulls Alex from a collapsing beam, their embrace brief but burning. "We're stronger together. Don't forget." In the aftermath, loot yields clues. Voss's lair, a skyscraper nexus pulsing with stolen dreams. Triumph surges, but so does grief. One teammate falls, throat torn, eyes wide in final betrayal. Yet the betrayal cuts deeper. Mid-raid's end, Marcus hesitates, too long. A shot rings out, not from enemies, but him. "Voss promised power," he snarls, gun trained on Alex. The fight is personal, savage, fists and fury in the dim light, Marcus's bulk slamming Alex against crates, ribs cracking. Jordan tackles him, struggles turning lethal. A knife flashes, blood arcs. Marcus gurgles his last. The group fractures, trust shattered. "How do we know who's next?" Lena whispers, voice trembling. Alex, battered and bleeding, meets Jordan's eyes. Love a fragile anchor in the storm. The city beyond erupts, entities breaching en masse. Riots igniting, reality tearing at seams, buildings folding into dream rifts, screams harmonizing with sirens. But the true gut punch waits in the dead of night. Alone in a safe house, the mark summons it. The stuck self, a decayed mirror, rotting flesh over Alex's features, eyes hollow with regret. It lunges from the shadows, duel unfolding in raw savagery. Claws rake, illusions assault, visions of a wasted life, Jordan lost, purpose dust. Alex fights back, pipe swinging, blood slicking the floor, each blow a rejection of fear. "I choose you," Alex gasps. No to the future self's echo. The entity howls, dissolving in a burst of foul smoke, leaving Alex on knees, alive but forever scarred. Strength grows, but at what cost? As dawn creeps, the question echoes. In a world unraveling, can one choice hold back the void? Or will it swallow you whole? If Alex's battle is igniting your own fire, smash that like button and subscribe now. Join the awakening, because the next twist might just change how you see your shadows. Stay with me. The Nexus awaits, and it's tearing everything apart. The safe house door creaks shut behind them, but the echoes of betrayal linger like smoke from a dying fire, Marcus's blood still staining Jordan's hands as they huddle in the dim light, breaths ragged, eyes searching each other for the next fracture. Alex's ribs ache with every inhale, the mark on their hand now a steady glow, not the frantic pulse of before, but a quiet beacon cutting through the doubt. "We can't stop," Alex whispers, voice raw but resolute, pulling Jordan close. They embrace a fragile dam against the flood of loss. Outside, the city groans under the weight of the breach. Distant explosions rumble like thunder, reality's seams splitting wider, buildings leaning into impossible angles as entities pour through the rifts. But in this stolen moment, love anchors them. Jordan's fingers trace the scar on Alex's jaw from the office fight, a touch that speaks of futures worth fighting for. What if this bond is the real power, the one thing the shadows can't touch? Dawn filters through cracked blinds, painting the room in hesitant gold, and the group, thinned but unbroken, gathers around a makeshift map scrawled on the wall. Lena's eyes, red-rimmed from grief, harden with purpose as she points to the heart of the city, the Nexus Tower, Voss's fortress, a gleaming skyscraper that pierces the sky like a needle threading dimensions. "It's there," she says, voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. The core of it all, where she weaves the stolen dreams into her web. Clues from the raid confirm it. Encrypted files showing Voss at the pinnacle, siphoning potentials from thousands, her cult swelling the ranks below. Alex nods, the future self's words resurfacing like a tide. Only through courage. No more running. The plan forms in hushed tones, infiltrate at dusk, when the rifts peak and chaos masks their approach. Jordan squeezes Alex's hand, their gaze a silent vow. Together or not at all. But as they gear up, scavenged weapons, Lena's dream-imbued sketches rolled like talismans, the question hangs unspoken. Can a fractured team storm the heart of the storm and emerge whole? Dusk bleeds the sky into bruised purples. The streets a labyrinth of pandemonium as the team slips through alleyways choked with fleeing crowds. Sirens wail in harmony with the entity's howls, shadows slinking from every corner, but the mark guides Alex like a compass, its light dimming threats before they fully form. They reach the tower's base, a monolith of glass and steel now veined with ethereal cracks, pulsing with stolen light. Guards, cultists with eyes glazed in fanatic zeal, patrol the perimeter, but the group moves like ghosts. Marcus's betrayal taught caution, and Lena's illusions cloak them in fleeting mirages. A side entrance yields to Marcus's old hacks, the door hissing open to reveal corridors humming with unnatural energy, walls whispering half-formed visions of alternate lives. Tension coils as they ascend, elevators bypassed for stairs. Each flight a test of will, breaths sinking in the stairwell's echo. Jordan's hand brushes Alex's again, a spark amid the chill. "Whatever happens up there, I choose us." Romance weaves through the dread, a thread of warmth in the cold ascent. But what price will that choice demand? The tower's upper levels twist into a surreal nightmare, hallways folding like origami, floors shifting underfoot as timelines bleed. Entities swarm in waves, no longer scattered but organized, tendrils lashing from vents with predatory grace. The first clash erupts on the 40th floor. Shadows coalesce into hulking forms, eyes like voids, lunging with claws that rend air itself. Marcus's shotgun booms in memory. Lena takes it up, blasts scattering the horde, but one latches onto her leg, illusion blooming. Her lost visions replay as spectral chains, pulling her toward despair. Alex channels the mark, a surge of light erupting from their palm, weaving a barrier that shatters the assault, colors from the dream plane solidifying into shields, repelling the dark. Jordan fights at their side, improvised blade flashing, their movements a dance of survival and synergy, back to back as promised. Blood slicks the marble. A cultist falls, gurgling allegiance to Voss, but the team presses on, wounds mounting yet spirits unbowed. Each victory feels earned, a step closer to the pinnacle, but the open loop tightens. How deep does Voss's hold run, and what face will she wear when they arrive? Higher still, the air thickens with psychic static. The group's breaths labored as rifts tear open midair, glimpses of dystopian futures flashing. Cities in chains, dreamers hollowed shells. Lena falters, a vision claiming her. Her art twisted into weapons against the innocent, but Alex pulls her back, voice cutting through. Remember why you paint? Choose your truth. The words, borrowed from the future self, ignite her. She counters with a burst of color, sealing a rift in a cascade of light. Jordan takes a hit, a tendril grazing their arm, drawing blood that smells of copper and fear. But Alex's touch staunches it, their eyes locking in a moment of raw vulnerability. I can't lose you, Alex murmurs, the confession a bridge over the abyss. Jordan smiles through the pain, fierce and tender. Then don't. We're the potential they can't steal. Romance blooms in the fury, not as escape, but as fuel, their bond amplifying the mark's glow, turning defense into advance. The stairs end at a sealed door, humming with power. The nexus awaits. But in the pause before breach, doubt whispers, is this courage, or just the last stand of the desperate? The door yields with a groan, revealing the pinnacle, a vast chamber blending corporate sterility with cosmic horror, walls transparent to swirling voids, the floor a mosaic of fractured timelines underfoot. Voss stands at the center, elevated on a dais of woven light, her form radiant yet wrong. Human elegance twisted with alien edges, eyes like black holes drinking the room's energy. Cultists kneel in rings, chanting, their potentials funneled into her like rivers to the sea. You've come far, she says, voice silk over steel, echoing in minds as much as ears. But all paths lead here, to surrender. No immediate strike. She circles them as the future self once did Alex, probing weaknesses with words sharper than blades. Your dreams? Mere echoes I command. Join me and claim true power. Resist, and fade into the nothing you fear. The battle ignites not with fists, but will. Voss unleashes the climax in phases, the chamber warping to her design. First, the illusions. She shapeshifts, becoming the spectral father, fist raised in eternal rage, voice booming accusations from Alex's past. Weak! Unworthy! The entity charges, blows landing with psychic weight. Alex stumbles, ribs screaming anew, visions assaulting. The breakup replayed in slow agony, Jordan's face twisting to rejection, but the mark flares, anchoring reality. Alex counters, not with rage, but release, a flood of buried pain pouring out, dissolving the illusion in a shimmer of light. I choose healing, Alex declares, voice breaking free. The group rallies. Lena paints barriers of defiant color. Jordan slashes at encroaching shadows, their love of visible aura now, bolstering all. Voss shifts again, from elongating into the X's cruel echo, then a decayed stuck self, whispering sabotage. You'll fail them all. The assault turns physical. Psychic blasts ripple outward, shattering glass and bone alike. A cultist lunges at Jordan, knife flashing. But Alex intercepts, the blade grazing their side in a hot line of pain. Blood flows, warm and real, mixing with sweat. But Jordan's cry fuels the surge. They fight as one, hands linked, the mark amplifying through their connection. Romance culminates here, not in whispers but action. A kiss stolen amid the chaos, brief and blazing, channeling energy that weaves timelines around them. Entities swarm, a tidal wave of darkness, claws raking, howls deafening. But the duo's unity births a shockwave, light exploding outward, banishing dozens in bursts of dissolving shadow. Lena falls back, wounded but weaving final protections, her voice a chant. We are the anchors. The core confrontation narrows. Voss, enraged, merges fully with stolen potentials, her body a vortex of faces, thousands of lost dreamers screaming within. She hurls reality itself, floors buckling into chasms, winds howling with the cries of the unawakened. Alex charges the dais, each step a battle against gravity's pull. the mark now a blazing sun in their palm. "No more thieves!" Alex roars, slamming light into her core. Voss laughs, countering with a blast that lifts Alex airborne, slamming them against a wall, vision blurring, paining a white-hot roar. But in the haze, the future self appears, not as vision, but presence. Hand over heart. One aligned choice. Release the stuck. The journey peaks. Alex dives inward, reliving the trauma, not fighting, but forgiving. The father's rage as a child's cry, the ex's words as their own fear echoed. Sacrifice surges. Alex severs the stuck timeline, a piece of self dissolving in ethereal fire, the pain exquisite, like shedding skin. Voss shrieks, her web unraveling, potentials rebounding, timelines snapping back. The chamber trembles, light overwhelming dark, entities wail in retreat, rifts sealing with thunderous cracks. Voss collapses, from fracturing into harmless motes, her empire dust. Alex slumps, spent, Jordan catching them in arms that tremble with relief. The group, battered, alive, stands amid the settling quiet, the tower stabilizing as reality mends. But in the afterglow, the question lingers. Was the cost too high, or just the forge for something unbreakable? Falling night wraps the city in tentative peace, the plague's grip loosening like fog before sun. Sirens hush, rifts fade to scars on the skyline, and the news shifts from panic to wonder. Anomalies recede. Survivors speak of awakenings, choices that saved us all. The team emerges from the tower's shadow, Lena leaning on Alex, her paintings now tools of hope. They part ways at the river's edge, bonds forged eternal, Lena to heal through art, the others to rebuild. Alex and Jordan walk hand in hand, the mark's glow fading to a subtle iridescence in their eyes, a mark of integration, not invasion. No more numbness. Alex quits the old life, vision clear, a network for the awakened, spaces to claim potentials without fear. The radio, once ominous, now hums with benevolent static, guardians from higher vantages, whispers of adventures yet to unfold, but no urgency, just possibility. In a quiet park under stars reclaiming their places, Alex and Jordan sit on a bench, the city lights soft below. "I was scared," Jordan admits, head on Alex's shoulder, voice laced with the vulnerability that birthed their strength. "But choosing you, it chose me too." Alex smiles, the alien serenity settling deep. No saviors, just us, one choice at a time. Their kiss lingers, tender and sure, romance not an escape, but a foundation, echoing the dream's promise. Alex gazes upward, heart steady, the weight of responsibility now a wing's lift. The future self wasn't fantasy. It was a blueprint, built on decisions that turned fear to fire. And as the night deepens, Alex wonders, what potentials wait in your own dreams, waiting for that first aligned step? If Alex's awakening lit a spark in you, don't just watch. Take action now. Subscribe, drop a comment with your own what-if moment, and share this story with someone who needs to hear they're not stuck. Your choice starts here. Let's awaken together.